Welcome to IIT and GRADE classes. So today we'll be talking about Power Electronic Solutions GATE 2021. First of all, let's see the weightage. So in GATE 2021, the total Power Electronics weightage is 7 marks, out of which we got one 1 mark question and three 2 marks question. So let's go to our first question, which is a 1 mark question. So in the circuit shown, which is a full bridge diode rectifier, they have given us the input voltage, which is a sinusoidal AC voltage having an RMS value of 230 volts plus or minus 20%. And they are asking us to find out the worst case peak inverse voltage seen across any diode. So the figure is a full bridge diode rectifier. So in a full bridge diode rectifier, the PIV rating of all the four diodes is same and it is equal to Vm. Vm is the peak value of voltage. So but they have given us the RMS value. So from RMS value we can get the peak value of voltage by multiplying with root 2. So if you multiply the peak value of maximum value of RMS voltage into root 3 gives us the peak value Vm. But in the question they are asking us the worst case peak inverse voltage, which means maximum Vm. Maximum Vm is possible when the RMS voltage is maximum. So RMS voltage is maximum if you take 230 volts plus 20% of 230 volts, that is 276 voltage. So once we got the maximum value of RMS voltage, uh, the peak inverse voltage is obtained by multiplying with root 2. So that is equal to 390.3 volts. So hence the peak inverse voltage across the diode is 390.3 volts. Let's go to our next question, which is from DC-DC converters. So the figure shows a buck boost converter and the switch Q is operating at 25 kilohertz at 0.75 duty cycle. So assuming the diode and switch to be ideal, under steady state condition, they are asking us to find out the average current through the inductor. So first of all, to find the average current through the inductor, we need to find out the output current. To get the output current, we need output voltage as well as the resistance, load resistance. So let's start with the output voltage. So the output voltage of a buck boost converter is given by V0 equal to dVdC by 1 minus d. So where d is the duty ratio, that is 0.75, VDC is the 20 volts. So if we substitute that, we will be getting 60 volts. Now the output current is given by output voltage by load resistance, which is 60 by 10 ohm, that is equal to 6 amps. So once we got the output current, the average inductor current is nothing but output current by 1 minus duty ratio. So output current is 6 amps by 1 minus duty ratio is 0.75. So you will be getting around 24 amps. Okay guys, let's go to the next question, which is a 2 marks question, and it is also from DC-DC converters. So what they're saying, so the figure shows a boost converter in which the switch Q is operating at 25 kilohertz with a duty cycle of 0.6. So assuming the diode and switch to be ideal, under steady state condition, they are asking us to find out the average value of the input resistance seen from the source. So generally, to find the average value of input resistance, we need the input voltage that is already given, which is 15 volts. And we also need the average source current or the input current, that is the current flowing through the inductor. So we have to find out the average source current first. So we know the input voltage. Next, for finding the average source current, first we need to find out the output current, which is obtained by output voltage by load resistance. So for a boost converter, the output voltage is given by V0 equal to VDC by 1 minus D. So D is 0.6 and VDC is 15 volts. If we substitute that, we'll be getting 37.5 volts. Okay. So once we got the output voltage, the output current is given by output voltage by load resistance, which is equal to 37.5 by 10 ohms, which is equal to 3.75 amps. Now the average source current is given by output current by 1 minus duty ratio. So output current we have 3.75 amps by 1 minus duty ratio is 0.6. So this gives us 9.375 amps. Now the input resistance is, we have to substitute the values of input voltage, which is 15 volts, and the average source current is 9.375 amps. So therefore the input resistance Rn equal to 15 by 9.37 amps, that is 1.6 ohms. Now let's go to our last question, which is a 2 marks question, and this question is from the inverter circuits. So what they are saying, so a single phase full bridge inverter fed by a 325 volts DC produces a symmetric quasi square waveform across AB terminals. Okay, so to achieve a modulation index of 0.8, they are asking us to find out the angle theta in degrees. Okay, so first of all, generally the output of a single phase full bridge VSI with single pulse with uh, PWM, with single pulse with modulation is given by V naught equal to sigma n equal to 135. So since it is a symmetric waveform, there won't be any even harmonics. So 4 VDC by n pi sin n pi by 2 into sin nt into sin n omega t. Okay, so what is D? So D, actually D is nothing but 2D is the pulse width, D is the half of the pulse width. So we'll have one more figure. So in that figure you can see clearly. So using this output voltage equation, the peak value of fundamental output voltage is given by, so 4 VDC by n pi sin n pi by 2 sin nd is the peak value, right? And they are asking us the fundamental. So we have to keep n equal to 1. Then we will be getting 4 VDC by pi into sin d. Okay. That is one equation. That is equation 1. So there is other way to find out the peak value of fundamental output voltage using modulation index. So that is given by, so using modulation index, the peak value of fundamental source voltage is given by modulation index into source voltage. So modulation index is 0.8 and source voltage is 325 volts. So we'll be getting 260 volts. So equation 1 and 2 are the same. Okay, so but there are different ways to get the peak value of fundamental output voltage. So if we equate equation 1 and 2, we'll be getting 4 VDC by pi into sin d equal to 260. We know VDC 325. So if we solve this expression, we'll be getting D, which is nothing but 38.9 degrees. So once we got the D, the angle theta can be given by from the following figure. See, so 2D is nothing but the pulse width, right? So theta is corresponds to our first instant, that is pi by 2 minus D. So from the figure, the angle theta is given by 90 degrees minus 38.9 degrees, which is 51.1 degree.